Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Functions in C. What is function? Function is a way of performing certain tasks. It is independent piece of code within our program and it can be called from anywhere. It follow the reusability concept. Means if we have to repeat something, if we have to repeat some block of code, we just put it in a block called a function and we can use whatever we want to use. Means here you can see we have some function. If we want to add two numbers, we just call sum and give two numbers as input. It will return the addition of two numbers. And function always returns to its location where it is called. Suppose here it is called from this location and it will return the value here in C, here in this address. Function always returns here, not end of the program, not starting of the program, where it means function always returns to its called location. Okay. Entire program can be divided into multiple functions. Multiple people who can work on it, making the development faster. It can be given others as library. We can write couple of functions and we can make it a library and we can use it in our code. About variables, here integer c is a local variable. When a variable is defined inside a function, it is called local variable, and when a variable declared outside outside all the function, it is called global variable. And when variables are declared in inside the function, declared as function parameter, is called formal parameters. Here num1 and num2 are formal parameters. We can say formal variables. Okay. Scope of local variable is inside the function and formal variable, scope of formal variable is also inside the function in which it is parameterized. Okay. And scope of global variable is throughout the program. We can use anywhere. Okay. Here I have written some code in the function. Here, first of all, you can see I'm going to show you here I'm going to show you the syntax of any function. Data type or return type, function name, parameter 1, parameter 2, and so on. We can use any number of parameters. we can use n numbers of parameters inside the function. And another way of defining a function is we don't use any parameter. It is also a way of declaring a function, and this is called data type, and it returns at the end of, we can say, return type. Say return type. This is return type. Okay. Now here, if we have to first in C, it is good programming practice to first declare a function as prototype. Means this is prototype declaration. We first declare it, and after the main function we have the definition of our function. This is the definition of our function. This is some function which takes int num and int num2, num1 and num2. If we don't, at the time of declaration, at the time of prototype declaration, we don't want to give the variable names, it is fine. We can just write by writing data types. Means we have two variables, we have two formal variables which have of type of int. Here in the definition we can write the variables. It is also true, and we can also write the name. Both are fine. It is a matter of our style of writing code. You can adopt any one of these. Okay. Here we have return type int. That's why we are returning a variable somewhere. We are adding num1 and num2 and storing the result in somewhere, which is integer variable, and we return somewhere. And in the return, when we call some function, we return somewhere. Here num1 have variable which will be a number which will be given input num1 equals 2 and num2 equal x which is a global variable and which has value 4. It will take 4. Okay, let's run the code and see what happens. Here 6 is printed. As you can see, we have added 4 and 2, which is 6. Now I am going to write another function which has return type void print message for printing message, and I am not giving any parameter in this function, just declaring it. And guys, note that if a function which has return type void, it cannot return anything because return type void has null value. Return void means null value. We don't need to return anything. Just write the definition print message print message printf the sum of two numbers and we can call it anywhere. Here I'm calling it, it will, sorry, here I'm calling it, and it will print this message. After that it will print the value of sum. Let's run. Here you can see we have printed sum of two numbers, which is 6. Now I'm going to use this function here to make it more specific. Print message, and I'm going to remove it from inside the main. Now we just give two numbers and it will print the value. Save the code and write. Sorry, we have some error. 21, 22. I forgot. Now let's run the code. Here sum of two numbers is 6. Here it is nested function call, means we are calling a function inside a function, means this is nested function call as nested blocks. Nested function call means function inside a function. Here also we can use another function. We can write another function here. This will also a nested function call. This is return value. I am going to add another function which take multiplication multiply int num1 int num2. Okay, now I'm going to add another function subtract and I'm going to use another function divide. And another function modulo, which is remainder operator. Here we generalize our functions. We want to perform more operations, means subtraction, multiplication, divide, modulo. Okay, guys, note that the formal parameters are same in each function, but it doesn't mean the value of one function go inside another function. The scoping of each variable is only in the function in which they are used or declared. Okay, means num1 of sum is used only in sum function, and subtract num1 is used in only in subtract function. Okay, now I'm going to implement subtract function. Here to use subtract function, just returning num1 minus num2. Okay, to use multiply function, and just returning num1 into num2, and just divide function. Num1 divided by num2, and modulo function. Guys, note that in divide, don't put num2 as 0. Num2 should not be equal to 0, otherwise the value will be undefined. Dividing any integer by 0 is will be undefined. Okay, return num1 modulo operator num2. Now I'm commenting it out. I'm just using directly here sum 2 x. Subtract 10 comma using 10. I am calling each function multiply, divide. Modulo function. As you can see, x is our global variable and I'm using it inside the main function. Okay, x is we can use x anywhere. And let's run the code. Here it is printed the sum of two numbers only one times. Okay, and if we want this message at each time, we have to modify this print message function, and we pass a string. Here I am using char pointer str means we are passing. What is a string in C? A string is an array of characters, and for using an array we are using pointers here. I'm showing you how pointers are used inside the function. Here I'm going to modify this function char pointer str. Okay. Now percentage of two numbers str. I'm using percentage format specifier as str is string. Okay. Now we can modify the print message. Here we can put some here just print message subtract. Here I'm using print message. I'm using print message in each function. Multiply and in divide print message in divide modulo modulo modulo. I'm passing an string and it will print this is string first of two numbers, means addition of sum of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers, multiply of two numbers, divide of two numbers, modulo of two numbers. Okay. Let's run our code. Here, let me show you. Here, you can see sum of two numbers is 14. Our numbers are 10 and 4. Subtract of two numbers is 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay. Multiply, which is 40. Divide, which will give it 10 divided by 4, which will give 2 as integer. It will give 2.5, but in integer it will take 2. Modulo, it will take 2, because if we divide 10 by 4, the remainder will be 2. Okay. Now we can see I have used one function print message, and I've used as nested call for I generalized this function to write uh, the operation name. and perform operation for each call. This is how a function is used. You can see previously we have printed this, and we generalized the function, and we printed each operation name, means, subtraction, multiplication, divide, and we don't have to write multiple statement for in each operation, means we don't write printf here, printf, we just print a message. Guys, this is a simple one statement. We can put more code inside uh, this function, and we can put a lot of code, and we can call it only once, and we can call it from each operation function, and we can use it. Okay, hope you understand the concept of function in C. Guys, if you understand the concept, please like my video, share my video with your friends, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.